Hello there, everybody. This is Jay again. So I decided to talk about another show that happened to go live yesterday, which this show is The Punisher. The Punisher season two is what I'm going to talk about. So let's dive right in. So The Punisher gets reintroduced in season two of Daredevil, played by John Bernthal, and I think this was a great kind of origin story of sorts for the character. The character's going against Daredevil. He's also a vigilante, but very different vigilante from Daredevil, willing to kill people and out for revenge. And I thought they did a very good job of the Punisher on this season. I really do. Now, I'll admit, when I heard, oh, we're going to do a Punisher show, I was like, oh, how exactly are you going to do that? Because kind of how things happened in Daredevil season two, I'm like, yeah, John Bertham did a good job, and I'm not against seeing this character on a show, but I don't know if it needs to be done. It should have. For those that don't know, they've done at least two Punisher movies. I think there's actually been three, but I've seen the one that has like Thomas Jane and John Travolta and John Panette and Rebecca Romaine, and then I saw Warzone, which I had never seen before until recently. And I'll admit, Warzone was much better than that Punisher movie. There's supposedly one out there with Dolph Lundgren. I've never seen it. It doesn't mean it's not a good show. I just haven't seen it. But anyways, so that's the Punisher we've had. I don't think any of those Punisher films have been that good or done that well. Maybe the exclusion, at least in my opinion, of Warzone. But so we have, like they did the first season of this show, and I'll say it was all right. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it just wasn't as strong as some other Marvel shows. It wasn't like, Luke Cage or Daredevil or even Jessica Jones. It just wasn't on those levels. It wasn't as strong of a show as I hoped to be. Now, did I hate it? No, I didn't hate the show. But I was just like, it was an okay show, but I don't know. It wasn't as mind blowing as I expected it to be. And I don't know if other fans felt that way. I know that I, as a fan, felt that way. So when they said, oh, we're doing a season two of The Punisher, I was again kind of like, okay, how exactly are you going to do that? Like, I don't understand. How are you going to do that? So, it actually got announced just beginning of this year that it was coming out on the 18th, which was yesterday, and I had a chance to watch it all. And I have to say, this was actually on a very similar level as some of the other shows, like Iron Fist, and even at least like Iron Fist, where it was better than the first season. It had a stronger story. It had a stronger plot. It had a stronger villain. Well, villains. There wasn't really just one villain, but it was strong villains. It was very good character development and continuation and evolution. Frank Castle is going through a lot of stuff. None of the characters around him have gone through their fair share of things. And Jigsaw is the main bad guy in this one. I don't think that's a spoiler. It's kind of been announced. And it's a different take on Jigsaw. One thing about Punisher Warzone is Jigsaw is in it, but it's kind of a sillier, less take itself seriously version, where this is kind of a more grounded, I think, realistic version. I think it made more sense. That being said, I can't say it was one of the strongest villains that's ever been on a, Marvel show on Netflix. I can't say that, but it wasn't bad at the same time. There was another villain that was a bit stronger, a bit more dangerous, and kind of was more fun to just watch unfold, really. There was a lot of fighting, a lot of shooting, a lot of violence, a lot of blood. That's a result upped from season one, very much so. And yeah, like it's not a bad season. It really isn't. But I don't know about other people. When I was watching this, it was kind of tough. And I'll tell you why it was tough. It was tough because I'm like, you know what? I had feared this show's going to get canceled. If shows like Luke Cage and Daredevil weren't safe, why would this show be any different? So it made it a little tough to watch. It just I'm like, you know what? This is a better, stronger season, but I have doubts there's going to be a season three now. If there was a season three, that'd be great. I mean that. But that was coming up for me while I was watching it. But overall, it's a good season. It's better than the first season. I think if you enjoyed the first season, you'll very much like this season. I mean that. But if you're not into a lot of violence and a lot of blood, this may not be a show for you. Just the reality. But yeah, I would say check it out. It's overall better in many ways from the first one. Very much like Iron Fist. Remind me a lot of Iron Fist. They kind of like like worked out like like the kinks and like and molded this into a just a better show from season one. It kind of got its footing. It was a bit more grounded. It was a bit just overall just a bit of a stronger season. And whatever happens in the future of this show, I kind of hope it's not the last time we get to see them. Because I will say this: John Bernthal does an amazing job as Frank Castle the Punisher. He really does. He brings depth and dimensions and just plays the character in a way that I think is the best, representation of this character we've ever had, at least on screen. And I would hate for this to be the last time from do it. So yeah, check that out. I may do more videos on here. Definitely check out this one. Check out my review on Carmen Sandiego season one. Like me, follow me. I get clips for stuff every now and again too, so check that out. And other than that, let's just hope that we should be getting Jessica Jones season three sometime this year. I don't know when yet; it hasn't been announced yet. But yeah, check this show out, and I think you'll enjoy it especially if you were a fan of previous iterations. That's all for now, everybody, and have yourselves a wonderful rest of the day.